Yeah, hit the like. Yeah, hit the likes and subs. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're in full coat mode right now. That's right.
5 minutes too long. God bless. Good to be here. Great to see everyone. Welcome to the show. Brutal enough. Good to see ya. Insane. Wheels. Boom, 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 boom. Blood logos. Namaste away. Wow. Great crowd we have here today. Good to see you all, like I said. I'm doing great. I feel a little bad. Last time I streamed, I said, what did I say? I said I'm gonna make a good show for you guys. Yeah. Well, I titled the show Skullduggery because I fucking lied to you. I was dishonest. I didn't do shit. Okay. I took some notes. I took some notes. And I was looking at my notes and I said, you know what? I talk about that shit every show. Holy shit. I should have called the show New Neighbors. Because that's what I got. I got new neighbors in Utah. I got a lot of new neighbors. And you know what? They do a lot of things. They bring a lot of things to my great city, my state. I don't know if I should read these notes, but same shit I say every week, but these notes are a little different. These are things I've noticed, things I've talked about, but again, I just noticed it. Some more. Things I noticed from my new neighbors. Graffiti at the park and on dump trucks. Trash and litter. Colorful flags. I think I should talk about all of these things independently, but I'm just running off the list because after that, I'm going to say, wow, dude, I really don't have much to talk about. New license plates, loud music, different languages. Those are some things. No smiles. No smiles from the new neighbors or waves or head nods or good days. That one pissed me off. The graffiti on the, on the parks and on dump trucks. I put dump trucks because I just noticed that I was driving and there was a dump truck with a bunch of graffiti on it. I was like, well, obviously some new neighbors came to Utah. That's not Utah shit. We don't graffiti. Nobody graffitis dump trucks in Utah. Shit. That's new neighbor stuff. What's up? Hello. I'm just doing the same thing I do every week. Complaining about my new neighbors. What are some other things? Oh yeah, no smiles, no waves, no head nods. I was walking. Might have been, I was walking somewhere. And I could tell this person's a new neighbor. All right? I could tell they were a new neighbor. I just gave like a little wave or like a head nod. And nothing back to me. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy, dude. Everybody else usually gives like a nod. How you doing? A wave. They just kept walking. Crazy shit. I'm like, rude. This is Utah. I mean, you wave, you say hello. You don't mean mug me. I'm just a neighbor, dude. Why are you doing that? Why are you looking at me like I stole your land? Been here for a while now. I'm a native. What's up, Rich? 333333333. Blood logos. I think I said hello. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, dude. I got some deeper thoughts. About my new neighbors. Shit, probably everybody else says. I was thinking, like, you know what? Some of these new neighbors, it's really a violation of like a democratic principle, I think. I'm saying words I can't comprehend. But I think these new neighbors are a violation of our democratic principles. Shit, what is this, a TED Talk? Fuck. Because I'm a damn citizen. And when you're a citizen, dude, comes at a cost, okay? It comes at a cost. The cost is the government can kill your ass. They just sign you up for war. Maybe there's a draft and like, you know what? You're going to go die for our country. And you're like, shit, all right, I guess I'm a citizen. It's part of the deal, man. Part of the deal. You're a citizen. You can be signed up for war. You can go die. Now, my new neighbors, they don't get that deal. They don't get the deal, dude. But in some places in America, you can be a new neighbor. You could be a new neighbor and I guess you pay taxes. I guess you can vote. I guess you can get a driver's license. But push comes to shove. We go to war. We implement a draft. You don't really have to worry about shit. Your kids don't really have to worry about shit. You're not getting drafted. You're not in the index rolls of people going to die. And that kind of pisses me off, dude. It's not fair. You know, what's the point of being a citizen? What is it? You get more benefits being a new neighbor than you do as a citizen. It's lame as fuck. So that bothers me. I was thinking about that. Like, it's just not fair, just on the face of it. You know, and I complain about this every week. But I was just appreciating all my new neighbors this past week. And those are the notes I have. Then I have one other note. It says people are retarded. You guys know that. Listening to, I don't know what I was listening to. Some bullshit. And they were these people were like talking about words or spells. And they were saying, what were they saying? They were saying like, oh, wake. They were saying wake. What does wake mean? Like, what did they say? They were talking about like how wake is about, funerals and shit. How you wake in the morning and it's a spell and it's like not a good thing to wake up. Like, what the hell, dude? This person can't be right. I've been lazy, dude. I've never fact checked this, but I fact checked it. And I said, what is the history of the word wake? You know, what does it mean? Does it mean the funeral shit? Of course it means the funeral shit. Like, of course. I know. I've heard of wakes. History of the word. And I already searched this up, and I'm going to search it here. Someone says, good morning. They were talking about morning, too. What does morning mean? I'm like, what? This person's doesn't like the word wake. All right? But the word awake means vigor, strength, velocity. I guess being watched, ancient roots. All right? So, like, good things. And this isn't showing me what I searched up last time. But the reason the word wake, see if I can recall, is used in the funeral sense is because you would stay awake next to the dead person's body to make sure they were really dead. That's why it's called a wake. So you go to a wake, it's just to make sure they're really dead. You stay awake. You know what I mean? It's not sad. And you're there to protect them from evil spirits. So, like, going to wake is like a good thing, I suppose. And it's a thing where you're awake. But people are like, saying it's a bad word. I got to look up the word morning. What does morning mean? I got to look that up because I'm sure they're retarded about that too. But all these people, with AI now, you should be less stupid. You should be less retarded with words, just to be honest. You know what I mean? You should be less retarded, less stupid. Because I searched the word wake, awake, and it took me 30, 40 seconds to figure out that was bullshit. You know what I mean? Most of what awake and wake means is like a positive definition. I couldn't find a negative definition. Maybe I did find one and I just don't want to talk about it. But anyways, dude, people are retarded with words. And I got to look up the word morning now. Like, is that person right? Like, morning? What does morning mean? What is the history? Should have did this all before. What's up, London, man? What is the Dude, I went through that new neighbor segment pretty quick, huh? Pretty quick, dude. What is the history of the word morning? Is it all sad? Let's find out then. Maybe they're right about this one. Evolved from the word morgana, okay? And it simply meant morning, okay? Around the 13th century, they decided the word needed a suffix to match its counterpart, evening. Before this, morning was just called morn or morrow. Interesting. This is where the English gets quirky. And Old and Middle English, Morgan or Morwe, don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, meant both the morning and the next day. Yeah, that is a little confusing. This is why we have the word tomorrow, literally to the morrow, to the morning. In many other languages, this link still exists. But I don't see anything about what about what's the history of the word morning? Maybe I should look up that word. What is the history? I should have done all this before. Sorry, folks. I really gave up on streaming. Lazy. What's up, Mela? Good to see you. God bless. Daninsky. AI is better than real life. Yeah, well, yeah. In real life, you could just make up your own shit. I thought about starting like a rumor channel. Not a rumor channel. Like a rumor Twitter, where I would just make up rumors that I remember from junior high. Like I'd show up to school, and I've talked about this before, but someone would say like, did you hear Adam Sandler died? It's like, what? No way. And you go through the whole day thinking Adam Sandler was dead, and you were so sad there'd be another, there would never be another Happy Gilmore 2. But I thought it'd be cool if, every day you just think of a celebrity, and you're like, you know what? Maybe just make a rumor that they're dead. Like, Jim Carrey's dead. And then just see if you could just spread the rumor like wildfire. Yeah, what are the rumors? I don't know. But those were the good ones. Where like you'd sit there all day and you couldn't wait to get home to ask an adult. I remember somebody would make other rumors too. They'd say, someone wouldn't show up to school and kids would say, yeah, that guy has leprosy. And you're like, what? Leprosy? No way. You believe it? Rest in peace, Bam Margera. Yeah, Bam Margera might be dead. Michael Jackson is my friend's dad. Yeah, that's a good one. Google the history of the word Talcott. That might be Guten, good, Morgan, morning. Dang, hello, you're better than AI. You're better than AI. Uh-oh. Here's the word of morning. Proto-Indo-European root mer, which meant to care, to remember, or to be anxious. That's not good. This root gave us the Latin word memor, which is where we get memory. It also led to the Greek word merimna, to care and sorrow. Oh no. Maybe the kooks are right about the word morning, as in it's the morning. Where were we? The U and the O. I really don't care about that. Morning kept the U from its Germanic roots to signal the heavy sound. Morning dropped the extra letters to stay lean and bright. Can't really tell the difference, to be honest. Internal state of worry or grief. The outward expression of grief, wailing, weeping. The word morning is all about memory. What is the hell? So it's about memory? That makes sense. So I don't know. Maybe they're right about the word morning. Got to look up the word week now. Because there are people, these kooks out here with words are like, wake up to the morning and it's a new week because you're weak. And then you get to the weekend and you're weakened. Like, shit. They might be right, dude. I'm too scared to look up the rest of the history of the word week and weekend. Damn. I gotta take Google with a grain of salt though. And AI in general. What's up, you tell me? Myrrh and morning are related? Maybe. Did I say they were? 3-hour etymology street with Pro. Yeah, that'd be fun. What's up, Lex Anamina with a huge donation. Wow. Whoa. Damn, that was too loud. Whoa. 160 Petrobucks for a beautiful morning monologue. God bless you. That's very kind of you. Very generous. $160 goes a long way. Fills up the gas tank. And I did have to fill up my gas tank recently. And holy shit, there was $3.69. Felt like just yesterday I was saying, oh man, Donald Trump brought the gas price down. Now it's sky high, dude. That pisses me off. But not a lot has pissed me off anymore, dude, since I deleted my X account. Just off my phone. I think I still have it, but I'm out of touch. I have no clue what's going on in the world anymore. It feels better. I feel lighter. I feel great. I feel wonderful not knowing about all the chaos. There's less to talk about. I got less information, and feels great. Feels good. Shit, dude. I went through that new neighbor segment so quick. I really, when I was putting those notes in, I thought I'd be able to talk about that longer, but I just read through it. But yeah, dude, colorful flags. There's a lot more of them when the new neighbors move in. Shit. What else has been going on in my life? Oh no. Oh man, am I really at this point? 23 minutes in. This ain't good. Well, it's great to see everyone here. Thank you so much. Ooh. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But like what my life has been boring. General. Not exciting. The most exciting thing that happened to me that comes to my head. I turned 47 yesterday. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Wow, I had a birthday recently. Like I said. It was great. I already talked about it. I did. Did you get anything cool for your birthday? You get anything cool? The coolest thing I got for my birthday was a 3D printer. I got a 3D printer. Don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it, to be honest. Hopefully print some cool shit. I got no clue. I've been looking at videos. I haven't even set the damn thing up. I'm like, I don't know. I'm too nervous. I'm not like a techie guy, and it requires like a computer, and I don't like being on the computer, so it's still in its box, and it's been 2 weeks. I feel kind of bad about that. So if anyone 3D prints out there, you could give me advice. I thought maybe I'll do a 3D print channel, or I'll do stuff like that. But I'm over here. I'm like, what am I gonna 3D print, dude? Plastic stuff. No clue. No clue. I watched a couple videos and I'm like, what is this shit? What would I print? Maybe stuff for my toys for my kids. Little knickknacks, little dragons. I want to print some useful things. I'm thinking about being an inventor now. I got one. I'm like, well, I need to solve some problems that I've just lived with. What are some problems? What are some annoyances in my life that I can solve pretty quickly with a nice print? And not a lot. Make unserialized. That's a Fed post, dude. Unserialized firearms. That's crazy. I wouldn't. I don't know, man. I've watched like a YouTube video of that stuff, and people are always like, "Those things blow up." I'm like, "Oh, that's scary." And disperse them throughout SLC. Just give them to the homeless. That's crazy. That's not. I mean, that's an idea. That's an idea. I appreciate that. Appreciate that idea. That suggestion. But why did you capitalize Morgan and not good? Do you want us to have less than stellar Morgan, or are you casting a spell on us? Who knows? It could be spell casting. Ever watch that TV show Vikings, Provo? No, I never have. I've heard good things about it though. I had a strip steak. I mean, a strip steak sounds pretty good. Happy belated. Yeah, happy belated. New YouTube channel idea? Yeah, maybe. I just don't like being on the computer. So, and I'm not gonna sit and edit videos. That's the other thing I realized. I don't want to sit and edit videos and post stuff like other people do. Or like, hey, welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. I'm trying to grow over here, guys. Really trying to get out there on YouTube. It really helps the algorithm. Hit the like and the subscribe. Fuck that. It's so weird when people are like and I get it though. I understand when people say like and subscribe. I always hit the like when they tell me. Like, yeah, sure, of course, buddy. I'll like the video for you. Anything. I'll like the video. But for me, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to grow the channel. It'd be weird to create a channel where you're trying to grow it. If I made a 3D printing channel, it would just have like 2 viewers perpetually. I just would come on and probably do the same shit I do here. Like, hey guys, I printed this 3D dragon. It's cool, huh? And then I'd probably in the stream. And I'd make another video. Hey guys, I 3D printed fuck, I don't know. What do people 3D print? I 3D printed this this boat. 3D printed something. It's like show and tell. It'd be basically a show and tell 3D printing channel. And the other 3D printing channels, dude, they're all like cut. Super flashy stuff. Nicely made. Well done. I don't know how people spend so much time on the damn computer editing and like I got like a repulsion towards technology. I've been, I don't know why, dude. Maybe it's like the setup. Maybe people have. I see some people with like cool ass computer rooms. That's what I call them, like a computer room. Maybe they call it a den or their office, where it's like a nice. They got all their knickknacks and they got all their cool things around them, and it's like comforting to be in the computer room. Not me, dude. Not me. I don't have that. I just got a computer and it's in a room, and I turn it on, do a stream, and then I turn it off and walk away. It's basically it. I'm going through the show, season 3 now. I'm trying to finish it and maybe do a review later on to showcase just how bad it is. Oh, it's a bad show. Vikings is a bad show. Well, that's great to know. Now I'm not going to watch it. I don't know if you said it was a great show, then I might have considered watching it. I'll be honest, I did see some previews for it. Like the acting looks a touch off. You know what I mean? It looks a touch off. It's called the nut room. Yeah, dude, that makes sense. People got a nut room. Dang. Yeah. What's up, Sam? Good to see you. That's wild. So, yeah, I did get a 3D printer for my birthday. Still in the box. I'm just intimidated by the whole thing. And the idea of just figuring out and sitting at a computer and doing something that's not streaming, it seems like a waste of time. The Boys is starting again. I've not seen that show either. I've not seen The Boys, but I've heard good things about it. I'm just intimidated. Like sit here and click All right, well, I'll print this, print that, click, click. Dimensions look good. Then you sit there and you watch the thing go. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it takes a short time, depends what you print. But I want to print something useful. I want to be maybe an inventor, so I've been walking around, looking around, saying, like, what could I print? How could I? And some people are, I watch the videos like, you turn your 3D printer into a business. Like, what? A business? Isn't this a hobby? So, I don't even know. I'm like, maybe I'll sell some shit. But it seems like a hassle. You got to find what people want, make it, and then sell it. Ooh. I kind of just resigned myself to just eventually when my kids go, like, here's a toy, figure it out. I really never opened the box, but I'll help you set it up. Pull a tarot card to see what you should print. Yeah, I don't know if the tarot card would help. Maybe it would. I don't know. I threw away my tarot cards, to be honest. I threw them away. I'm like, this is demonic. Throw it away. I had this voice in me. Maybe it was a good voice. Maybe it was a bad voice. But the voice said, throw away the tarot cards, Provo. I looked at him like, yeah, you're right. Trash. So I couldn't, even if I wanted to pull a tarot card, I couldn't pull a tarot card about them. They're gone. How old are your kids? They're old. They're young too. There's too many to tell you how old they are. I'll tell you that. Got so many kids. The numbers all just run together. But they're, none of them are older than 10. I'll tell you that. None of them are older than 10. So they're too young to even really understand what a fucking 3D printer is. I showed them a video of it. Like, oh, wow. You can make dragons? Like, yeah, that plastic junk you're always asking me to buy at the store. Now we can make it. So the answer is always no now if you see that shit. No more plastic junk. And I was thinking too, I was thinking about the 3D printer. I'm like, this thing's probably has some toxic effects to it. You know what I mean? Mine are 7 and 5. Those are good years. Those are vintage years. That's childhood's the best. I've been telling my kids, being a child's way cooler than being an adult. You get to play. You got no responsibilities. You just have fun. Life is better as a kid for some people, I think. Being an adult, what's better, being a kid or an adult? My kid asked me, do you wish you were a kid? My God. I get to be a kid when I played Knights and Dragons and, shit like that. So I'm still a kid in some ways. I get to play Legos. When I play Legos with you, I'm like a kid again. So when you're an adult, you kind of get to be a kid again. When you have children, you get to relive your childhood in some ways if you got imagination. But I feel like, sometimes the imagination in me has died a little bit. Like I struggle to bring out the imagination. But I'm usually able to be pretty imaginative, which is good. I've seen some of my imagination die and, fade away in my oldest child. I think it's because public school, because my younger kids will imagine shit. My older kid will correct them and be like, yo, that ain't, like my kid will take a pencil and they'll say, this is my sword. And they'll like swing it at me. My older kid will, that's not a sword, it's a pencil. I'm like, you can imagine it's a sword, but don't hit people with the pencil. That's dangerous. You can wave it in the air and say it's a sword, but don't hit anybody, please. There's a pointy end on that. And but yeah, when kids get older, you see the imagination get, the worldview becomes concrete. Like when you're young, anything can be anything. Like a zebra could be a damn horse. You know what I mean? I have a kid, he looks at a zebra, he says, horse. And I'm over here just making the world concrete for him. I'm like, no, that's a zebra. That's not a horse. Why can't a zebra be a horse? I know, like, animal-wise, they kind of look like the same fucking thing. One has stripes, one doesn't have stripes. Why can't a zebra be a horse? Because it's not domesticated. But I bet you could domesticate zebras. You tried hard enough. If you try hard enough, you could make a zebra into a horse. You know, act like a horse maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked that up though. I'll be honest, dude. How hard is it to domesticate a damn zebra? They never did it in Africa. So it must be difficult. It must be difficult to make a zebra chill and nice and kind. I mean, it's hard to be. I mean, well, I don't know, because horses had to run from bears and shit and lions and wolves. Zebras have to run from lions too. You know, they got to run from lions too. It's a fucking horse. But, you know, it's just, well, I mean, sometimes I feel bad because I make things too concrete. I'm like, nah, that is what it is. I got to remind myself, no, you let them have imagination. I try to let my kids have imagination with words. And my older kid corrects my younger kids with words too. You know, like, that's not how you say it. I'm like, well, like a sheep. One of my kids was like, that's a sheeper. A sheeper. My older kid's like, that's not a sheeper. It's called sheep. Like, but I like the word sheeper. It's, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe their imagination allows them to call the word sheeper. Let them make new words up. It's fun to make words up and call things a different name. Like a refrigerator is like a prison for food. You know what I mean? It's not always a refrigerator. You could look at it like a prison or a jail. It's a jail for food. So I've been trying to, like, not be so concrete and, like, here's what this is. It can't be anything else. So use your imagination. Just make words up. I don't care. Call it something different. You could react to it. I react to it. Maybe. I heard zebras are way more aggressive than horses. They probably are. Provo, Cringecore Music just made a new video. Happy birthday, Dad. It's about Jim Bob. It's very funny. I'll have to check that out. Happy birthday, Dad. Cringecore. I think I subscribed to the channel, but I'll look that up. Thank you for letting me know. A jail for food. Yeah, it is a jail for food. Interesting words all day long. Yeah, I need to be more creative myself. Need to be more imaginative. So, like, other things that have happened in my life recently, I saw a public freak out at a park, and two things. I saw, you know, I got a new neighbor, and it's a homeless Mexican man. And I was at the gas station, and this homeless Mexican man, I believe he had schizophrenia or some other mental illness, was yelling in Spanish at me and at imaginary people, I'm pretty sure. He was filling up my gas tank, and this person was across the street at a bus stop, and the bus wasn't coming. I didn't want to yell at him and say, it's 9:00. The bus has stopped running. No bus is picking you up. I didn't want to yell anything. But he was just standing at the bus stop because he's homeless, mentally ill. And he's just yelling in Spanish at me, at some imaginary person. I just kept staring. I felt pretty safe. Like, if he makes his way over here, I'll just get in my car. I'll finish gassing up my car. Then I'll just get in and drive away. So I just stared at him for about 5 minutes while he yelled at me in Spanish, yelled at an imaginary person next to him. I just stood there and stared at him. You know, I felt kind of dangerous and reckless to do, but I was like, you know, fuck this guy. Your neighbor can't yell at me in Spanish like this and swear at me. I knew some of the words were swear words. Punta. I wanted to yell, cállate. I think that means shut up, but I decided best to leave him alone, just stare at him. But these are some of my new neighbors, schizophrenic Mexican homeless people with bags. He was holding like a couple bags. His clothes were all dirty. And that's beautiful. You never would have seen these kind of neighbors 10 years ago. You never had schizophrenic, homeless Mexican neighbors, but now we do, you know. Now we got them. And the weird thing was, dude, there was a police officer right by me, you know. He just pulled someone over, and it's just weird how I live in a place where you could just be a schizophrenic, probably illegal alien, as they say. And the police are just going to pull someone over who is a citizen, probably pays taxes, and, you know, give them a fine and just leave the illegal schizophrenic Mexican alien alone and go on about their day. In a proper society, a schizophrenic illegal Mexican alien would be arrested immediately for public disturbance, yelling obscenities. Maybe nobody knew they were obscenities because it was in Spanish, but I knew. I've heard enough Spanish. And that person would be put into an institution or sent back to where they came from. But it's a new world. It's a new normal. So that person gets to stay. Just leave him alone. Let him wander around until he physically harms someone, and then we'll get him. Then we'll bag and tag him and arrest him. And then we'll have an attorney pro bono represent him to keep him here and give him free services so he could be put on the path to rehabilitation. Because we need more people like that in our country. Makes us a stronger place. Diversity makes us better. We need, you know, I was sick of seeing white homeless people. It's nice we got some diversity in the homelessness now. It's great to see. Another thing I saw, which is weird to see, you know, like a public freak out. I saw a little bit of one. That was the first one. The second one was at a park with my kids at a park. And this mom was yelling at her children. One of them in particular. I couldn't tell if the boy had autism or what, but he was not listening. He was at the top of a jungle gym, and the mom was mad at him for something. And just yelling at the kid, like, get down here, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, you know, listen to me, blah, 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 get a grip, stop crying, blah, 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 blah. It's like, holy shit. You get a grip, lady. You're not, you know, you can't tell this kid what to do. He's not listening to you. I'd say, I don't know what I would have said to this kid, but I was like, look, we're fucking done at the park. You can't listen to me. We're going home. We're going home. And the kid came down. I don't know. She reprimanded him, and then went back to her fold-out chair and back to her phone. It's just strange to see people yell at their kids in public, reprimand them, and then go sit on a chair, folding chair, and get lost in their screen again. You know what I mean? Maybe what they were yelling at the kid for was justified. I got no clue. Maybe the kid hit somebody and she was pissed off about it. But to me, it was like, my kid misbehaved, you know. I'm not going to yell at him in public. I'm like, yo, we're fucking done here. Let's go. I got some choice words for you. You're in trouble. And we can't do fun things if you act like an asshole. I wouldn't say asshole, but I don't swear in front of my kids. But yesterday, I did. I was like, oh, I was walking, and I what's it called? Fuck, what's the word? I bumped into, like, what, you know, I hit my shin against one of their damn toys. It's like a table with sand in it, and it hurt so bad. And I said, fuck. It's like my kids were like, what? Oh, no, some of my kids never even heard the word. It's like, oh, sorry, that's a basement word. I shouldn't have said it. But that really hurt. But it hurt so bad. I just ran my leg right into the table. I was so upset. I thought, who put the table there? And to be honest, it was me. So I was mad at myself. Like, why did I think that was a good position for the table? Um, but so that's my life, basically, folks. I don't know where we at. We got 14 minutes left. And nothing. I try my hardest not to. Yeah, I do a really good job of not swearing. I only swear. The weirdest thing is, I only swear when I stream, and because it feels relieving, dude. I'm the whole day, almost every day of my life, dude. I'm buttoned up. I got manners. I don't swear. Uh, I say please and thank you, and then I go on stream, and then I get a. It's like I'm around adults, and I could just talk freely. I could say whatever I want, dude. But most of the day, I have to talk like a respectable person who doesn't swear, who doesn't say mean things. And then when I go on stream, like, I could complain about new neighbors. I could say any word I want. And the rest of the day, I'm like, damn it. What the frick is that? I don't even say the word frick. I say dang, but yeah, I don't swear. I slipped up in a moment of pain and anguish. I'm full of blank threats. I don't know. My kids are really well behaved. So I just say like in general, like if my kids misbehave, if I'm out in public, I'll just say, let's go. I don't even need a grocery shop. You want to listen to me at the grocery store? I'm going to leave this cart here and we'll go home. I don't give a shit. They pay people to put this stuff back. You're the one who wants this yogurt. We'll come back another day when you want to behave. Then my kid will look at me like, all right, I'll listen. I do want that yogurt. And if I'm at a restaurant, my kids are really well behaved, but I do have a 1-year-old who will scream sometimes if something happens. Not all the times, but sometimes, like if they have a crayon and their brother or sisters take the crayon, they'll let out a yell like, ah. I'll look at my 1-year-old and say, do you want to go to the car, bud? They'll look at me, they'll say, no. I said, then stop yelling. Stop crying. And they stop usually immediately. Now they stop immediately. But I had to take them to the car a couple times. When it's always a weird thing when you're at a restaurant or in public and, you have a 1-year-old that screams or cries and you got to remove them. It's kind of embarrassing. But to me, I don't tolerate that shit. If you scream or you cry in a public place, then you get removed from the public place until you can behave accordingly. And I don't know how. I don't see too many other people do this because I see parents just give their kids tablets or phones and shit. But my kids got to learn how to behave appropriately and entertain themselves at a restaurant or in a public place. If you can't behave, you don't get to be there. You know what I mean? I'll skip a whole dinner till someone's done crying and go in and get my food to go. And I'll leave. I'll leave anyway. I'll leave the mall. I'll leave a park. You know what I mean? I don't like that shit. I don't like whining. I don't like crying. If it's the right reason, you get hurt, crying's fine. Crying's fine. Like if there's a reason to cry, it's okay. When my kids cry about bullshit, I'll be like, save your tears for things that matter. Because you're going to cry in the future. And it's okay to cry, but make sure it matters. Otherwise, if you're crying over some bullshit, that's lame. Your tears got to count, so I know they're real. Don't cry about dumb stuff. Everyone thinks you're taking the kid to the car to beat them. I take them to the car, and I just sit with them. Like, when you're done, we could go back. But I'm not. It's embarrassing. I mean, it's happened so few. It happens in the beginning when the child's 1, and then they figure it out. So you don't have to do it. I've never taken my older kids out to the car because they know the rules. They figured it out. And they behave. They behave, dude. They're like, I'm good. I'll behave. Just like one warning. Maybe if there's something they act up, it's just like one warning. And they're like, all right, yeah. I'm good. My bad. But the 1-year-olds takes a few car trips. Takes a few car trips till they figure it out. Moon soon. Good to see you. Other parents lined up wanting a chance at the kid. Oh, man. But, being a parent's fun. It's one of the coolest things in life. Sometimes I think it goes by too fast. You meet people with older kids, like they're 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, or whatever, and like, it goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. You got to love them when they're young. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You do. You do. Of course it goes by fast. I'm fucking 35 years old. Life moves quick. I don't need kids to tell me that. I wake up some days and I wonder why the fuck I'm sore. I didn't do jack shit yesterday. I went for a walk and I wake up, I'm like, oh God, my back. So I wake up like, I'm in pain. What the hell did I do? I know life moves fast. I can't believe I'm this fucking old. Oh, man. It's crazy. I'm excited for, other people to get old too. Gen Alpha, Gen Z. Can't wait. Can't wait till they're boomers too, or unks. Young people. Young people. Ooh. What? I'm older than Provo. That's probably not true. There's no way. You're probably younger than me. If you're older than me, then, well, you can tell me where I'm wrong. I listen to people who are older than me for the most part. People who are younger than me, I don't know. I remember when I was young, and I loved the phrase, like, don't trust anyone over 30. And now I'm over 30, I'm like, don't trust anyone under 30. They're all retarded. They don't know shit. And I've been thinking about having a conversation with my oldest child about authority figures. Because I don't trust authority. Never have. But an authority figure came to my kid's school, and they told him, it was a nurse, and the nurse came to the school, and they talked to my child in their class about how to be healthy. And as soon as I heard there was a nurse coming to the class, I'm like, what the fuck did they say? What's up, Terry? I got a huge raid. Wow. Thank you, brother. Dude, my Stream Deck.
Thank you.
Isn't worth shit. I don't know why my Stream Deck's doing that. God bless you. Thank you, Terry. Greatly appreciated. But the nurse came to my kid's school, and the first thing I thought was, oh shit, what are they going to tell my kid about vaccines? Oh no. I don't want to have that conversation. Because right now there's measles all through Utah, apparently. Like we have like a tracking report in our news. There's a new hotspot location of the latest measles. And it was like the aquarium. I'm like, oh, I got to go there tomorrow. Give my kids some lifelong immunity to measles. It's weird how people are scared of it. They're scared of measles. I'm not scared of shit. I don't know why other people were. I still remember the Brady Bunch episode. And I got Beatrix Potter book where one of the animals gets measles. It's no big deal in the book. But the nurse came and they didn't talk about that. They talked about brushing your teeth and washing your hands. And I've told my kid about like sugar and how to brush their teeth. They come to me and like, the nurse said that sugar's not good for you. I'm like, yeah, I've been telling you that shit for a long time now. And they said, this is how you brush your teeth. I'm all, that's how I told you to brush your teeth. But it all clicked for them because an authority figure other than me explained it. They also told my kid hot dogs were bad. for you. I'm like, oh. Well, so no more hot dogs, right? They're like, yeah, no more hot dogs. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't need them. But it's weird, like an authority figure to a child, like a nurse or a doctor, will tell them something, and it's right as rain, it's true as gold. And you could have told them the same shit. You know what I mean? You could have told them the same fucking thing. So I was thinking, like, I gotta have a conversation, because when you grow up, and even when you're a young adult, there's this weird mystique authority figures have. Doctors, lawyers, police officers, nurses, that, it's hard to just see these people as people, right? There's a mystique about them where you think they're special, or they're different, or they're somehow better than you. But in reality, a lot of these people are sometimes retarded, dumb, stupid, lies, cheats, snakes, deceivers, ne'er-do-wells, no-good doers. Authority figures are bullshit. But if you don't grow up and nobody helps you understand that, you go to the doctor's office and the doctor's like, well, you looks like you could use X, Y, and Z. You name what X, Y, and Z is. Maybe it's antidepressants. Maybe it's, I don't know. What are they fucking... does Adderall have a new name? I don't know. Are people like... I don't know what the new word was, but someone said a new word. It's like Vivens? I don't know. But maybe they tell you you need something, and you just believe these fucking people. Right? You go to the doctor, you're in poor health, and it's because you have poor habits. Maybe your body... Maybe you're a lazy piece of shit and you drink, you smoke cigs, or whatever the fuck you do, and the doctor's like, well, I can prescribe you medication. The real thing the doctor should tell you is you need to fucking stop doing smoking, drinking, being lazy, and that'll fix your health. But they won't do that. They'll be like, well, I got a new prescription drug. It'll help lower your blood pressure, and it will blah, 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 and I can give you Adderall to give you more energy. They'll never really tell you how to fix your life. They'll just sell you shit. Think, well, the doctor's looking out for me. No, they're not. So it's hard, so the discussion about authority figures, I need to have it, because the authority figures my children are going to grow up with are going to be retarded. Who are they going to be? They're going to be some doctor who went to school, who graduated last year, the year before that, or the year before that. And they will have graduated with their undergraduate, and they graduated because they used ChatGPT. They fucking lied and cheated through their school. Then they got to medical school, and they're still using ChatGPT. They're still lying out their ass to get their medical degree. And these fucking new doctors, I'm really scared for the new doctors in the future. They're just not going to be good. You know what I mean? They're not going to be good. They're not actually going to be book smart. They're just going to be keyboard smart. They're going to look at your symptoms, listen to you. They're going to, because some doctors already do this shit. They walk out the hall, they pull up their phone, they go like this, they type, they maybe even just take a picture of your symptoms, gives them a few ideas, and they walk back in. Looks like you got influenza type A. Looks like you got an anxiety disorder. So, I think, you got to be able to, for people growing up now, understand that the new generation of authority figures are going to be fucking retarded. They're not going to be as smart as you think. Doctors, I believe, used to actually have to be smart. They used to have to read. School was actually difficult. They couldn't ChatGPT their way through it. There was no diversity, equity, inclusion criteria or quota, where some people were just getting into the school because they were a different color. So, and I think it's probably going to be true like that for all the things. They're going to meet lawyers who are just retarded. And I think there's always been lawyers who were retarded. What other authority figures are there? They're going to probably have cops who aren't even real citizens. You know what I mean? Imagine getting pulled over by a new neighbor who's not even from your country. But the worst part about cops, that's probably one authority figure you just listen to in general, no matter what. But even then, you don't listen to them because you got rights. You don't need to get out of the car all the time. Or maybe you do. I don't fucking know. It's situational. But you don't need to consent to a search for your car. Make them get a fucking warrant, even if you don't have anything. Like, you don't need to just give up all your rights because a cop stops you and says, what's in the car? I need to search it. You say no. And you don't need to talk to the cop. Just because they're an authority figure, you don't need to tell them jack shit. But if you got nothing to worry about, probably be on the safer side of things because cops can kill you. Cops, you might have a cop with a bad day who's just like, I'm not dealing with this shit today. Get out of the car. Breaks the glass, drags your ass out. You were just 5 over speeding, expired registration. Could have been handled with quick compliancy. So cops are a little different, I feel like. You might just give them some leeway with their authority, but not too much. Let them know. Maybe the best thing to say is, I'm not going to say anything until my lawyer gets here. Give him a card. Cops are tricky to deal with when it comes to authority figures. So are doctors. So I got to have that conversation. I got to figure out how to have it. Because fuck authority figures. You know what I mean? Teachers. This idea that teachers are authority figures. It's strange. You don't have rights. I think I do. I think God gave me some rights. I'm not smart enough to argue with the people who say, don't though. They say it's imaginary. Rights are imaginary. But I'm like, what about the Bible? The Bible gives you some rights, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure that there's some rights in the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, there's rights. It says, do not kill. It says, do not steal. Those rights imply, those rules imply some right. Like the right to life. The right to property. So, I just go off Bible rights. Playing this at my trial when they ask why I didn't get out of the car. Oh, no. In my city, they have a rainbow-colored cop car. Wow, new flags. Yeah, that's crazy, buddy boo. I don't know. I just felt like saying that. What did you say, Chris? I missed it, dude. Sorry. I don't see what you said, bud. Doctors in medicine don't get such training in nutrition. Don't get much. Sell the drugs. Yeah, they don't get much training. Hi, Daddy Jack Talcott. Jack Talcott's not here. Was Jack Talcott here? I don't think he was, dude. If he was, I'd tell him, get the fuck out of here. Well, I think that's essentially my show. I'm sorry I deceived everyone. I said I'd have new things to talk about. I'd prepare a show. I said it would be a lot better than the last one. And then I opened the show with a short monologue about new neighbors, something I talk about every week, they say. But whatever, dude. I don't give a shit. I don't know when my next show will be. I'm pretty sure I'm over reaction content. There was something that happened in the local news I was going to talk about. There was a shooting. There was a shooting at a local liquor store. There's been a couple shootings in Utah. Usual suspects, all of them new neighbors. He is here. You can leave now, Mr. Talcott. You can leave now. Not really a fan of you, bud. Hope you have a good day, though. Still wish you the best. some new neighbors in Utah. So there was a shooting, and one of the shooters, I'll end on this news story. I had no clue about this. One of the shooters, it was a gang shooting in Utah. It was, involved gangs. One of the gangs was the Taliban gang. I said, what the fuck? The Taliban gang? I immediately thought like this guy was Muslim, but he didn't have really a Muslim name, and I had to look it up, and the Taliban gang is not really Taliban. Yeah. God bless, Jack. See you later, dude. It's not really. They're not really the Taliban, but I had no clue we had the Taliban gang in Utah. If you're not familiar with the Taliban gang, I don't know the history of them, but they came from California, and They started around 2009. Okay, and they have no connection to the Middle Eastern group. But I think this person might have been Haiti, because they do operate in Haiti, so they might have been Haitian. But gang identified as talent based in Canaan. So it could have been two. They could have been like Mexican gang called the Taliban, or they could have been a Haiti guy. But so that's great. We got the Taliban gang in Utah. And then we had another gang shooting in Salt Lake City with the Hispanics, with those new neighbors. So Utah's coming along nicely with our new neighbors. They make the news a lot more interesting. And but I don't know. Maybe you guys didn't know about the Taliban gang, but don't worry, they're not Muslim. I think you could be a Muslim and be in the Taliban gang, but it's not necessary. You don't need to be. So there's that news for you from Utah. There was some other news things, but I don't have time. I don't have time for it. Probably should play some music though. Oh, come on, Provo. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about Jack Talcott. God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out, you tell me. Slight shout out Jack Talcott, I guess, for showing up. Buddy Boo. Yeah, take that to Jim Bob. I think Jim Bob would tell me about how I'm wrong. That's a word concept fallacy, Provo. Muslim sleeper cells. It could be. What was I gonna do? Shit. Yeah, I probably have so many fallacies. I'm not a debater. I can't debate. But when's my next show? Probably next week. I'm taking more time between my shows. I'm not. Dude, I thought more time would go by. It'd be more interesting, and not so much. But I'll probably do, a show next week. I don't think. Ever since I deleted Twitter, I got no reaction content. And if I have time on the weekend to do a reaction stream, I don't know. It'd probably be short. But so next week probably I'll be back, and once again I'll try to take some notes. I did have some notes I didn't go over. One note was, I'll save it for the next show. You peeking again? Nah. Is my mic though? Hope the mic's all right. Hope the mic's okay. But you guys have been amazing, very kind, very generous for you to spend some time with me. God bless you. Hopefully you all have a great weekend. I know it's Thursday, but I won't see you till next week. So have a great weekend. Hopefully you had a good St. Patrick's Day. I should have talked about that. I could have. Too late for it now. Have a great weekend. God bless. And what is next week? April Fool's isn't for 2 weeks. That'll be a fun day, April Fool's. Hey, God bless Chris Lestrange. Great to see you, but I'm Lee. The show's ending. And thank you for Teriyok for the raid. That was very kind, very generous. And again, really appreciate everyone here. We'll see you next time.
Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Praise